I'm James Spann. This is the morning edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for the 23rd of August. Dry air taking over North Alabama, and by golly, we might be dry for a while, but at least the humidity values will be lower as well. Let's take a look at some of the Skycam shots. First off, coming from Inverness. 5:01 is the time that was captured. That's the view over Highway 280 coming from the Wingate Inn. The sky is clear. Nice look at downtown Jasper as seen from the King Building. And up north, the Tennessee River is seen from the Skycam up in Morgan County. Yeah, buddy, look at that dry air. Nicely seen on the water vapor satellite shot this morning. The leading edge of that mid-level dry air is almost down to Greenville and Eufaula down in South Alabama. And that means we're going to be dry for a while. Look at the dew points this morning. And again, you can see that dew points are only in the 60s. Down into extreme North Alabama. You know, dew points had been up there in the mid-70s, and I know that, you know, if this were January, dew points in the 60s are awfully high, but hey, this is August, and that's a definite improvement. In fact, some evidence that the dew points might actually mix down into the upper 50s at some point during the peak of the daytime heat the next couple of days. So sure, it's going to be hot, but the humidity value's noticeably lower this week, and the night's a little cooler too. And there's the QPF in pretty much nothing but the northern half of the state for the next 5 days. Hardly anything for the south, just a trace down there. This is valid through Friday evening at 7. So the tropics, perhaps the topic of the week. We've got, of course, Danielle is out there, the tropical storm that developed over the weekend. The rest of the Atlantic basin, relatively quiet. We do note that a new wave, a low-latitude wave coming off the coast of Africa, is the wave train has started right on time. Here's a closer look at Danielle. Some nice bursting overnight. The convection seems to be closer to the lowest pressure, and more than likely that becomes a hurricane later today. You can see that it's out there around 38 west and 13 north. Still well to the east of the islands, and the modeling, very good agreement. As you can see, it moves to the northwest with a slow bend toward the pole. And again, on that track, more than likely this recurves. We'll look at the official forecast coming from the Hurricane Center. It's got it after midnight Friday night, well to the southeast of Bermuda. And again, in terms of climatology, most hurricanes that get out there will recurve. Not all of them, and again, there's no complete lock that it's going to miss the United States, but odds are that it will. We'll check the GFS and how it handles Danielle in our weather. This is the OZ run, valid at 1 o'clock today. Nice trough over the east. And down below that, the dry air is taken over. Now, understand, dry air heats very effectively. Don't think it's going to be cooler during the day. It's not. We'll be up in the low and mid-90s, but with those low dew points, it's going to feel better. And again, night should be cooler. We'll be in the 60s at night. There's tomorrow. See a surface front out there across the plain states. Wednesday, that front gets a little closer, and it still dry as a bone here. And there's Thursday, broad troughing over the east. And down below that, the front it probably washes out, but you can see that new surge of dry air centered back over Illinois. So, if anything, the dry air Thursday could be reinforced. And temperatures knocking down just a little bit. Again, low and mid-90s would seem likely. There's a look at Friday. We stay dry. Saturday, a little moisture tries to creep in here from the south, and I guess you might want to mention a tiny chance of a shower, but tiny at this point would be the word. There's Danielle in the right-hand part of the screen. Go to Sunday. Danielle is moving northwest, well east of the United States coast. Now, that's going to bring some pretty good surf to the northeast around Cape Cod. And again, we note that surface high is around Baltimore, Washington, D.C., nosing in here. And again, that would be a dry day. And Monday of next week stays pretty dry. So, by golly, looks like our weather is getting away from the scattered to numerous storms we've had in recent days, thanks to the old tropical depression hanging around to a relatively dry pattern for a while. There's a look at the end of the month, 31st, same thing. We'll check the end of the forecast, 7th of September. Well, That's not going to bring us any cool air, is it? Westerlies are still trapped up north, and down below that, things still look pretty quiet. So all in all, things are quiet in the weather office. No complaints here. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video by 3:30 or so today. And if you're local to us, we invite you to watch us on television this evening. ABC 3340 in Birmingham at 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great Monday, and God bless.